Close your eyes for 5 seconds and ask yourself, what am I most worried about right now? Maybe it's a stalled project, a phone call you dread making, a person you fear losing, a dream you're afraid will never come true. We all live with a shadow beside us, fear. It doesn't always scream. It doesn't bang on doors, but it whispers, and sometimes it paralyzes us. No one is completely free from fear. The strongest people aren't those who fear nothing, but those who know what they fear and move anyway. These are the top 5 most common fears and anxieties people face. 1. Fear of rejection. The fear of rejection is one of humanity's oldest fears. We fear being unaccepted. We fear being laughed at for speaking our truth. We fear loving someone and not being loved back. We fear offering an idea and getting shut down. We fear not belonging anywhere. But the irony is, the fear of rejection often makes us reject ourselves first. You hide your true identity. You abandon your dreams. You stay silent. And eventually, you're trapped in a cage of your own making. Now imagine, if you stopped fearing rejection, what would you say? What would you do? You can't control how others see you, but you can choose to accept yourself first. 2. Fear of failure. Failure is something nobody wants. We grow up thinking failure is shameful, wrong, weak. So we try to avoid it at all costs. But worse than failure is not trying at all. It's living a life that's always safe but empty. You don't write the book because no one might read it. You don't start the business because you might lose money. You don't love deeply because you might get hurt. But we forget, every great success passed through the door of failure. Thomas Edison failed over 1,000 times before inventing the light bulb. Steve Jobs was fired from the very company he created. But they didn't let failure define them. They let it refine them. So next time you're afraid to fail, ask, if I fail, what will I learn? And more importantly, if I never try, what will I lose? 3. Fear of loss. We fear losing loved ones. Fear losing love. Fear losing our careers, our reputation, our identity. We fear losing what we thought would last forever. Loss, whether it's a person, an opportunity, or a version of ourselves, leaves behind an empty space. That space can feel cold, lonely, and sometimes unbearable. But have you ever wondered, could loss also be liberation? When you lose a toxic relationship, when you walk away from a place that no longer serves you, when something leaves, it creates space for something new to arrive. Everything in life is impermanent. Clinging only makes it hurt more. Learn to be grateful for what was and open to what could be. 4. Fear of judgment. Have you ever felt like you can't speak your truth because you're afraid they'll laugh? You can't wear what you like because they might judge. You can't chase your dream because of what they might say. We hand over the power of our lives to the opinions of others. We fear judgment more than failure. We live in an invisible cage called, what will they think? But here's the truth. Nobody thinks about you as much as you think they do. Everyone is too busy with their own lives. They might gossip today and forget you tomorrow. It's your life to live, and you will regret living to please others. To live authentically. That is the bravest thing you can do. 5. Fear of yourself. There's a fear most people don't admit, but everyone has felt. The fear of yourself. The fear of facing your deepest emotions. The fear of looking into the shadows inside you. The fear of admitting you are weak, selfish, broken, and sometimes not who you wish to be. We run by staying busy. We fill the silence with social media, fake smiles, and others' approval. But you can't run from yourself forever. When you dare to face yourself, when you embrace both your light and your darkness, you will discover something powerful. You are not scary. You're just someone who hasn't been loved enough. Conclusion. You see, fear is not the enemy. It is the whisper that tells you you're growing beyond your comfort zone. If you learn to listen, fear becomes less frightening. It becomes a guide, leading you towards your better self. Don't run. Don't shut it out. Ask yourself, what am I truly afraid of? And you will find a truth that sets you free.